Hello, hello, hello. It's Knits for Sanity here with the finished product. I have finally, I guess not finally, I started 12 days ago, but I have finished my second diamond painting. It is my second Diamond Art Club painting. It is my first painting for an event challenge. It is my second round diamond painting. These are all of the stats for it, I guess, in my record of diamond painting skills. Anyway, this painting is called After the Rain by Ukrainian artist Olha Darchuk, and it is beautiful. The rendering for this was so well done. To be honest with you, while I was working on it, and some of this is just because I'm new to the craft, but while I was working on it, I couldn't always make sense of it. You know, it would look exceptionally pixelated to me, and I just thought, this is ugly. Like, I was really concerned about this large planter in the center here. And I was working on this part last night, actually, and I got done. I just thought, oh, I don't like that. But I learned something early on. Actually, it involved this umbrella down here toward the bottom of the canvas. I have taken several pictures. After I get done with several sections, I'll take a picture. And when I would look at the picture of my picture, I could see it. It's like it gave me the distance perspective that I need, because you need to keep in mind, diamond paintings are not meant to be viewed up close. It should be from a viewing distance of at least 6 feet is really your ideal distance. And so when you're working on it up close, I couldn't see everything. And so one night after I'd done a good section of it, I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I don't really get it. I had I think probably from like this below done down here. And so I took a picture, and then I looked at the picture and I went, whoa, that's the umbrella. When I was working on it, I couldn't see that this was the umbrella. But when I took my picture of what I had completed and then looked at that picture, I could see that it was the umbrella. So I did the same thing last night after I got done with my section. I only had 2 left to do today, which was about this section right here. So I'd done this, and I took my picture after I was done with my section, and I looked at it, and again I went, oh, wow, it does look like a planter. The shading suddenly made sense to me. It's just a world of a difference. So keep that in mind. If you're doing a painting and you're like, this isn't really making sense, try standing back and taking a picture of the whole thing that you have accomplished at that point, and then look at that picture. And maybe it'll just give it that right perspective for you. Okay, so I have promised everybody a story behind this painting. And so it's time that I tell my story. This painting was selected for me to do my first event for, and the details of that event I'll post below. The event itself, it's too late to join, but I'll post the details. You can follow these ladies. You can join their YouTube channels and stuff. Fun people. But the point to this challenge was to select a landscape. It had to be a landscape, and it had to be like your escape landscape, where you'd like to go if you could. And I had already seen this painting and had gotten it. And I'd gotten it because I already had all of those emotions evoked within me when I looked at it. This painting looks exactly like my husband and me almost 20 years ago walking across our university's campus. There was just no escaping or denying the similarities to me at all. I had a red pea coat. My husband had a black trench coat. We had finally gotten together as a couple late fall 20 years ago after spending a lot of time together and just being super, super close friends. Incidentally, when I first met him, I could not stand him. I thought he was one of the most annoying people I had ever met. I would go out of my way to avoid him if I saw him on campus. But what actually happened is we began to develop a relationship via email. He went and studied in Taiwan, and so he would email me every morning when he got up, and I would email him every night before I went to bed. And so because of the time difference, that pretty much guaranteed that I'd get his email very shortly. That would come in before I would respond. So then I'd respond. He'd go about his day, come back from having his whole day, and my email would be waiting for him. So he'd respond to that. And then his email would come in shortly after that. I'd get it and I'd respond. He'd go on with his day. And we did this for quite a while. And it was actually during that time that I got to really know him. Still absolutely no interest in him at all, like in that romantic way. But finally that fall, 20 years ago, things just clicked. And I can actually tell you the exact moment in time when I was sitting on my bed talking with a friend of mine on the phone. And I realized, oh my goodness, I am in love with him. And it's been a very interesting and rocky and wonderful and difficult and marvelous journey ever since. So for me, this painting is not just representing a place that I'd like to go to, because it's gorgeous. It's after the rain, autumn foliage, which we live in Wooded, Michigan, and there is nothing like Michigan autumns. There are other places that have similar, but it's beautiful, just beautiful. So it wasn't only a landscape, like a place that I'd like to go, but it also represented a time that I'd like to go to. Not permanently, obviously, but just those memories. And so that's why I selected this particular painting. And it's been a really awesome journey doing this for me. Couple of key things about this painting. There were 2 ABs in here, just 2. Both of them were yellow in color. Let's see if I can blow you up. There we go. So the one was like a lighter yellow, and then up here you have the darker yellow. And those were the 2 ABs, and they were spread out pretty well through the whole painting. Basically, anywhere you see leaves, there's going to be ABs present. So there was that. I did make one very minor change to this painting, and that was the man's hair. He originally came with a black-brown hair, very similar to the woman. But my husband's hair is not this color. It is, well, it was not that color. It is this color. So I changed his hair color. Incidentally, how I did this is the first kit I did had color number 3853. This kit had color number 3853. But when I compared the 2 lots, the dye lots were different. And so I did not mix them together. I kept them separate and I labeled them separately. You might be able to see this if I bring it in. I don't know. Let's see. Can you tell? Yeah, actually you can. So the one that came with this kit are these slightly darker, more brown colors. And the ones that came with my old kit were these slightly brighter, more orangey colors. And so that is what I exchanged his hair with to match my hubby. My daughter would not let me borrow one of her like really good Copic markers for this, but I did take an oil-based marker and I did try and lighten the black and brown behind here, and you can see it got a little bit sloppy here. One disadvantage with the rounds, and something that would be nice if this had been a square, is that could have been much better hidden. But anyway, I don't think, you know, when you back it out, you really can't tell. You know, I think it works. I think it looks very nice. As for the kit itself, wonderful kit. Like I said, the rendering was so well done, even better than what I thought while working on it. I couldn't truly tell how amazing the rendering was and how close it matched the painting, which I'll put up a picture of the actual painting too in here so you can see that. but how closely it matched that actual painting until I stepped back and could get that distance vision of it. And then I was just blown away by how well it was done. Of course, it's a Diamond Art Club. The canvas is amazing. The drills were good. However, this particular kit had a lot of detritus or debris in it. Talking around, talking with other people who have done Diamond Art Club kits for the last several years, I was told that not that long ago, their round drills in particular, there was a problem. That it's a known problem. It's a known issue. That for, probably just a couple of bad runs with the drills that resulted in a lot of extra plastic, just junk. It did create kind of a minor annoyance. I hated pouring out the same color for the 8th time and then still finding more little plastic junk in there that I had to pick out. So that was a little frustrating, like minor, truly just a minor annoyance. And it's not something that I think I can expect with every DAC kit that I do. I really, really don't. I think as a result of that, some of these colors, I did have enough drills to finish this painting. I did have enough, but some of the colors were cutting it really, really close. Like I was kind of sweating it. This gray was really not sure. I think I have like 15 drills left, if 12 maybe. So I was kind of sweating it with that. One of these purples, I think it was this one here, this purple. I don't have many drills left at all. But I did have enough, I could complete my painting. So it was not a problem, but it was enough that I was kind of sweating today doing my last 2 sections. About my method for how I did this painting, I would do a couple things different. I will put up pictures actually of my progress at least the pictures that I saved, of my progress of this, so you can see that and kind of get an idea too. And then you can see more what I'm talking about, but I had used release paper. And I've decided that if I do release paper again, it's going to be more translucent. I can see through it, clear release paper. I'm going to be more careful with how I line it up on my canvas. But really what I want to do next time is try washi tape. And I want to try sectioning off with washi tape. With the release paper, I didn't like not being able to see other sections to know what was coming. I did not like that each section was actually a slightly different size. Part of that is my own fault because of how I laid the paper down. Inexperience, didn't know what I was doing first time. So my squares were different sizes. That really bothers me. And with washi tape, I can measure it all off and each square can be about the same size. And I need that. I need that kind of order and structure in my life. So that's probably the biggest change for what I would do. The other thing, it wasn't until I opened the last Autumn Days kit on here a few days ago that I finally got tweezers, those really thin, skinny tweezers. The ABs are a pain in the butt to place with the wax. Everybody knows this. If you don't, now you do. Get yourself a pair of tweezers. I feel like ABs should be placed with the tweezers. Another reason why I really think Diamond Art Club needs to consider including tweezers with all of their kits, not just the squares. The ABs go down just fine when you use tweezers and just put them down. Does it take a little bit longer than being able to use a multi-placer? Well, yes, of course. However, this painting, not a ton of color blocking, actually. For a second painting, I did jump in pretty deep. The section I finished today actually had the most color blocking of the entire thing. So what does it matter if I can't put down 3 ABs with my multi-placer and I have to take, maybe 2.5 times as long using a pair of tweezers if it means that I don't have to deal with wax and wax being pulled out and wax sticking to the beads. So use tweezers on your ABs. I think that's really probably about it for what I have to say. Like I said, I will include pictures of the progress of this as I went about it. I will also include a picture of the original artist's work and what that looks like so you can get an idea of the rendition here. Otherwise, I mean, this was just a true joy and pleasure to work on. I have already ordered a frame that hopefully will be here pretty soon, and hopefully it will fit, and I'm excited to get this up. And this is what I'm going to call our history painting. And someday I want to get London View for our future painting. I want to go to England. I want to go to London. I want to see the UK. Actually, I want to live anywhere in the UK. But that's a story for another day. So anyway, thank you for your time. If you have comments about any of this stuff, questions about the painting, questions about how I even met my husband, maybe I can share more information later in a whip and chat. I don't know. Please leave it below. I also feel like it's time for me to become a real YouTuber and say, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Until then, do popatrzę.